Hello everyone, my name is Henry Louivere, and because of the amazing grant that Sparkles in Life gave my husband and I was able to give birth in January of this year to a beautiful baby boy named Henry. He's not with me right now, he is actually with his grandparents, but he turns 3 months old tomorrow, and I will send updated photos of him because he is, well, I might be biased, but he's absolutely adorable. But words cannot express my absolute gratitude to Sparkles of Life and the grant that they gave us. My husband and I struggled with unexplained infertility for about 3 years. No idea what the issue is. Everything was completely normal for both my husband and I, but for some reason we struggled to get pregnant, and it was really hard in the beginning for us, but eventually it got a little bit better to accept it for what it was. We did 6 rounds of IUIs, which all came back, didn't work. It failed. I had countless ultrasounds. I had countless blood draws. I did countless of shots, which part of my body is still recovering and still has bruises from. I'm not going to tell you which part, but you've gone through IUIs and IVF, you would know. Countless surgeries and countless procedures. Eventually, it came to a point where we had no choice but to do IVF, and IVF was not covered by our insurance, and we had to raise a lot of money and get grants in order to cover the cost. We did 1 retrieval, which we got, I believe, 12 or 13 viable embryos. We did 2 transfers first, and both of the transfers ended in miscarriage. My first one ended at 8 weeks, and my second one ended at 10 weeks. When we decided to do our 3rd transfer, we did 2 embryos with the hopes that just one would stick. If not, we were just going to continue going on. Thankfully, one, embryo did stick, which was Henry. And we were over the moon. Of course, if you've gone through IVF, each week was a milestone. Each week was, just praying that nothing was wrong and that, you weren't going to have a miscarriage or something. You'd get bad news of, your pregnancy in the end wasn't going to be viable. Because, of course, with IVF and struggling to be pregnant and having miscarriages, you live in constant, fear of what could or could not happen. Thankfully, we were blessed, and, he was born, for the most part, completely healthy. He did arrive 3 weeks early, of no fault of his own. I ended up having cholestasis in the last few weeks of pregnancy, and then I also had too much amniotic fluid. So he came 3 weeks early. His due date was in February 12th, and he came January 24th. Unfortunately, we didn't get to take him home right away. He was in the NICU for a week. When he came out, he inhaled some amniotic fluid. So he was on BiPAP for a week and oxygen. But thankfully, we were able to take him home a week after he was here, after he, was born. And, we are so incredibly thankful for Sparkles of Life, and, we thank God every single day for the amazing gift that is Henry, because he is absolutely perfect, but I am biased. I do have to say, for all the men and women out there struggling to get pregnant, without knowing what the issue is, or, you may have a diagnosis, all I can say is don't give up. You are not alone. There is somebody out there that who is struggling, and don't be afraid to speak up. In the beginning, I was afraid. I thought I was alone. I went through some depression, anxiety. Things were just really tough in the beginning, but I did end up having a friend I went to high school with who was in the same boat. So I had a support system with her. We were able to discuss things that, you probably can't discuss with people who don't struggle. But I just have to say, just keep your head held high. Continue. Don't give up. There are so many options out there besides IUIs and IVFs, that, you can, and hopefully you can have a baby of your own. But I just recommend never give up. If you feel like you feel like you need to give up, or you feel like, you know, you were feeling so down and depressed about everything that's going on, find someone to talk to, because it does help a lot. So that's my biggest words of advice for those struggling with infertility is just don't give up. Keep your head up high. Find a support system. Find somebody who you can just talk to that, you know, will just give you unconditional love and support. Because it helps so much. Especially with, you know, this week being National Infertility Awareness Week, which of course is very special to me, and holds a place in my heart because of everything I struggled to go through. Just keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going. And if you do need someone to talk to and you don't have anyone, you know, there are support groups out there. And, you know, if you need someone, Sparkles of Life could help. But just keep your head held high, and God will hopefully answer your prayers for you. But that's the story of us. My husband doesn't want to be in a video, so I can't convince him. But stay tuned. I will have pictures of Henry here soon. He turns 3 months on tomorrow, April 24th. So I will send lots of pictures. But again, I can't thank Sparkles of Life enough for the amazing grant, because without it, we would probably still be struggling and still be going through embryo transfers at this time. But like I said, thank you so much to Sparkles of Life, and keep your head held high. Just keep going. You got this.